Sky Pachu with the weekly Pele report, and this one is for March 10th, Wednesday, March 10th. A little windy out here, so the wind is probably going to come and go. This is our latest bunch. I thought I'd get a little different angle of La Bananas. Yeah, get this whole kind of energy going on here. And today I'd like you to just focus, not just on the bananas, but also upon the whole, the whole plant, because it has a lot to do with what I want to talk today about in the report, which is Pisces. And we have the Sun and Venus are traveling together. I'm going to talk about that all through Pisces for a long time. They're, conjunct with Neptune. And then we have the Moon coming around to join them. And we are going to have a new Moon that will also be conjunct Venus and Neptune. Very, very beautifully. That's happening on Saturday. Some other things that are going along that I'm going to be talking about is that on Monday, Mercury is joining together. He's coming into Pisces, so that, we'll have, it's that time of year where we have the Pisces party. Other things, there's a nice, the Sun is going to be sextiling Pluto. We've got Pluto and Neptune both in the last decan, of Pluto of Capricorn, Neptune of Pisces. I might get to talking about the decans a little bit. Venus comes into its exact conjunction with Neptune on Saturday. It's really, super, super powerful, super beautiful. And let me just look at the camera. Okay, hola everybody. Yeah, I'm in kind of a Pisces mood. Pisces is kind of laid back a little bit. It has a passive energy to it. It's the last sign of the zodiac. It's the grand finale, the end of things. I wanted to, just kind of point out, look at those banana plants, because what happens is you have the Aries energy, the birth, the new beginning, and the new plant comes out, and the leaves are gorgeous, little sweet, solid. In fact, you might see one, there's like a baby in the middle there. And then, it grows taller, and then out comes the bananas, and all the energy from the plant goes out to the bananas. The flowers, the offspring, the future. So, the plant matures, and as it matures, it gives of itself. And it gives of itself to the future, to the bananas. And then what happens? Look at all those brown, dangling leaves. And look how trashed. What a mess. The wind has been, this is kind of the windy season here, right? And the wind has been tearing the leaves up, and then they turn brown and they fall down, and and the next thing you know, the whole plant, basically you cut down, bananas are grass. They grow like grass. And so when the bananas are ripe, we cut down the entire, the entire plant comes down, and then more of them grow up. But I just want to point out, this is this Pisces energy, and there is a whole spectrum of expression of an archetype, of all 12 archetypes of the zodiac. And I emphasize, and I think a lot of light workers, or spiritual people, like somebody's not spiritual. Anyway, focus on the love. Focus on the light. Focus on the beauty. Focus on the harmony. And that's very beautiful. And in a way, it is also very Piscean, which is very dreamy, very idealistic. Pisces deals with the infinite potential. So there's a kind of an innocence, infinite possibility, awe and wonder that comes, with like a newborn baby. This kind of like everything is brand new, and the world is full of possibility, and there's this brightness of being. And then you go around the whole circle, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, da 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 da, and the end of Pisces, after it's gone through, okay, Virgo and Scorpio and Capricorn and Aquarius, by the time by the time you get back around to excarnate back into the spirit world, back into the infinite, multi-dimensional, unified field, you are bedraggled. You're bedraggled. Look at that, just like those banana plants. Think of old age. The skin gets wrinkled, and and you're kind of hobbling around, and it's not so easy to walk. And it's like a lot of times, I gotta say, we don't go out with a bang. Life is bizarre that way, isn't it? Right? It's like you come in with diapers and you can go out with diapers. It's not like, da 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 da. We're just going to go up and then at the grand finale, pa-da, we're done. So, at this time where we have this new moon in Pisces, I have to read you the Sabian symbol. It's like super powerful and super cool. I look at and we share about Pisces being the artist and the musician and the dreamer and the poet, and how Pisces is about bringing all of this subtle spiritual energy into the world. And that is, like I say, a very beautiful part of it, and that's not all of it. So as the mantra, is about today, there's a certain also letting go, releasing, and there can be a sentimental journey. Ooh, there's a song for today, Sentimental Journey. That's an old one. But, there is this sensitivity. And whether you're a newborn innocent, that's vulnerable, and when you come around to the end and the old age, that's very vulnerable. So both the beginning and the end is very vulnerable, very sensitive, very affected by the outside forces. The boundaries take a while to build up, and the boundaries begin to disintegrate. Neptune in Pisces for 14 years, from 2011 to 2025, is in his home, and he rules the immune system. And we know that, since he came into Pisces, we've had a lot more autoimmune disorders, all kinds of challenges to our immune system. And now, we find our immune system getting attacked, by different viruses and the environment, which is a whole nother topic. But it's actually a topic that I addressed in a video that I did for my community. I do these weekly videos for the community, the NPA community, and it is astrology, anthroposophy, and a scientific view of what is going on today. I looked with Zach Bush, with Dr. Tom Cowan, with a number of different doctors, Eugene Swartz, anthroposophy, and brought in a lot of different videos, a lot of different information. Boom, you should maybe want to check that out. It was a good, I think, 90-minute video or something about looking at things. But this is just a weekly report. So, this weekly energy is that, boom, 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 boom. We have this new moon. It's the closing, and then it's a beginning, and it's a sensitive beginning, like the sprout of a new plant or a new infant is very vulnerable and sensitive and, dainty and delicate. So this is a kind of a very delicate time. And we may feel overwhelmed. Yeah, it's just like overwhelmed. Like, when you're sensitive and you don't have so many boundaries, or you have a weak immune system, things penetrate. Bacteria, parasites, whether they're people or viruses. Dracula and vampires come along and want to suck your blood. So yeah, the Pisces also rules victims, and it rules martyrdom, where we give, and we surrender, and we, just really, and it also rules suicide. Yes, the desire to escape the harsh, coarse, vulgar, crude, violent separation that exists in the third dimension. It's very hard for Neptune people, Pisces people, to see and to actually acknowledge how difficult this planet can be. So there is also that avoid and deny. And that's where you can really get into, even bigger problems. Yeah? So I think last week I emphasized, the Sun and Venus moving through Pisces, and oh, it's so beautiful and a wonderful time to relax and let go. And it is. It is. But when you relax and let go, it's also the sign of meditation, of mysticism, of samadhi and nirvana, of quieting the mind, of going into silence, turning off the screens, and really going in and sensing spirit worlds. But when we do that, we may sense more than spirit worlds. We may sense some emotions bubbling up, some memories bubbling up, some traumas and past issues bubbling up. So, there is a lot that, that really comes up during this time. So you may, not just be feeling, oh yeah, let's go party. You may be feeling, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, and I feel, I'm kind of feeling sensitive and easily irritated and depressed and sad. And I want to honor, what we want to do is we want to honor the human process, that every loss and every moving on, whether it's a loss of freedom, a loss of love, a loss of money, a loss of, we go through so many gains and losses. Yes, successes and failures. Life is this, kaleidoscope of very different experiences according to our dharma and our soul's intention. And it's beautiful to honor each and every one of these stages, each and every one of these phases, each and every one of these feelings, and not try to jump. I mean, I'm talking to myself here. It's like I'm into astrology, I'm into the future, I'm into what's around the corner, I'm into what's up ahead. I mean, it's easy. And Aquarius, now with Jupiter in Aquarius and Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, squaring Saturn, Mars in Gemini, is coming up to the north node of the moon. There's this push. And of course, science and technology and culture and politics and it's all like, let's find new things, to make life better or to deal with our issues. Let's use more technology and innovate and invent and future. Whoa. Coming into, the past, remembering the past, and sometimes longing for the past. It's like we want to give ourselves permission. Can we please, it's like give ourselves permission to be sad or to be sentimental or to feel. Because this is the human factor. This is the human factor. And this human factor, this is the way then that we reach out for others through the heart space. We reach out for emotional connection. And we make these new connections. And this is what builds community. And this is what can build greater, global unity. So I want to, with that in mind, I want to read the Sabian symbol, baby. You see it? I'm not going to read the whole thing. This whole book, I have it on my website. You go to newparadigmastrology.com and hit the resources and scroll down under the astrology, and it's got, Dane Ridger's astrological mandala. And then you can scroll down, it's a PDF file, go down to 24 degrees of Pisces. That's the degree where the new moon is happening. It sets the tone for the next month. And here is the symbol that Elsie Wheeler, the psychic, saw back in 1925 to associate with this particular degree of the zodiac that is very potent for the coming month. Let's look at it. On a small island surrounded by the vast expanse of the sea, people are seen living in close interaction. That was before social distancing. The keynote is the need to consciously accept one's own personal limitations in order to concentrate one's energies and to live a centered and fulfilled life. I mean, like, whoa. Has that not been kind of what lockdown has been about? It's like, boundaries. When we're locked down or we've got boundaries, and here we're saying the positive, effect of boundaries is that, like, you focus. You focus your energy on your own individual path. We've all kind of gotten to know ourselves a little better, I think, in 2020 than previous years, where there was much more extroversion and excitement and distractions and and there's been a lot of looking inward this year. I'm not going to read the whole description right now. I'm going to jump right down to what he speaks at the bottom about the fourth stage symbol. This fourth stage symbol tells us that the first duty of any man or woman is to be truly what he or she is as an individual. But this individual has a particular dharma, i.e., a place and function in a vaster whole. The island's inhabitants get subsistence from the sea. Sea is the collective unconscious, right? The sea is like spirit, that nourishes everything. And in time, they learn to navigate this sea and interact with other islanders. And all eventually will come to realize their oneness within the whole earth, which includes everything. Yeah? And he goes on a little bit. I just want to, Pisces is everything. Yeah, it's the total biosphere, right? The microbiome, the virome. Okay, it's like it's everything. And what we're learning now as human beings is that we are one with everything. And opposing it, combating it, separating ourselves from it, protecting ourselves from it is not a viable long-term solution to our problems. Right? I mean, the thing that I thought of, with this whole situation and condition with this, vaccine, and, the vaccine is a technological package. It's not biological. It's not actually legally a vaccine. It's a package of technology that people are inserting into their physical, biological body. But I just really wanted to, bring up and point out today my personal opinion on this whole thing. I've been doing a lot of study and a lot of research and looking into this and that and the other thing. And just really, I want to, emphasize here. And it's not either or, it can be both. But I just want to say that, what we can understand is that Mother Nature is our teacher. Mother Nature is our guide. Mother Nature holds the natural laws that govern all growth and evolution on this planet. And Mother Nature is trying to teach us something. And that when there is a disease, dis-ease with spirit. When there are ailments, when there are diseases, when there is sickness, there is a lesson to be learned. There is something out of alignment. There is something that's not integrated. This is Virgo, the opposite of Pisces, and has to do with healing, is integrating ourselves with our environment, with our body. And so rather than creating, all kinds of, alcohol sprays and disinfectants and hand sanitizers and masks and separating and trying to shield ourselves and trying to separate ourselves even more from nature. How about if we learn the lesson? Viruses are toxins that are released from cells that are under stress. Whether it's a bat or an animal or a plant or blah, blah, blah. If you go back, these viruses, they come, Wuhan has a huge pork industry with all kinds of air pollution, with all kinds of, it's a toxic environment. Africa, Ebola. You go into all these different places where these viruses emerge, where humanity has encroached upon nature and created a toxic environment. And nature responds by exuding, deathly viruses. Do you know we have 10 to the 31 viruses within the ocean, within our bodies? We have, there are more viruses in our body than there are stars in the galaxy. Not the galaxy, the universe. So the next time you look up at the starry sky, just imagine that every single one of those is a virus. It's like, what? Are we going to try to separate ourselves from what? Like from everything? I mean, so Pisces can also come into this place where of futility, like it's futile, like why bother? surrender, give up. And so we may also be feeling, as the Sun and Venus come around to Neptune, okay, in Pisces, it's just like, this is just not worth it, or it's too much, or I just want to, go back to sleep or watch a movie. Neptune rules movies, And I just want to encourage you, to like hang in there and move into the higher frequency or the higher vibration. And that is one of love. That is one of gratitude. That is one of awe and wonder at the amazing complexity and genius behind all of creation. Divine intelligence. So, we can be in a place, and that's what the mantra is about today, right? Sometimes I get sentimental. Not very often, but I am feeling that way today. Sometimes I get sentimental, remembering times gone by. The beautiful people who've come and gone, opening my heart up wide. It's true. We've all kind of been there. We've all kind of, fallen in love and fallen out of love and, had successes and then had failures and had wins and had losses. This is our human experience. And Pisces is compassion. The vulnerable, open heart that's, without judgment, but just that it is what it is, and we are what we are, and life is, it's acceptance. So, yes, it's okay. It's like just if we maintain a state of acceptance. I think this is one of, the higher vibrations. I've been told that gratitude is the highest vibration. Dr. Emoto's work with water, where, he took photos of the water with different emotions. The gratitude was like way up there. It's very beautiful, energetic frequency. And so, repeating this mantra is just kind of like, keeping the heart open. And even if it's tears or sadness or whatever comes up, from all these past memories before we had, all this drama in 2020, it's good to feel these feelings. It's just kind of where I'd like to end on our note today. I have 3 different songs for today. Depending maybe on how old you are, right? For the oldie folks, what is it? Barbra Streisand, The Way We Were. And then maybe for like a little bit younger, I've got this Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. Yeah, I love that one. And then like a little newer, okay, What a Beautiful Mess This Is, right? By Jason. So, I'll put the links down to those songs. Oh yeah. And you know what else I'm doing? I'm going for it. I don't know how you guys feel about this, if you're going to get on a plane or not, but I'm hosting a workshop in Costa Rica. It's very low. Like the COVID's really not happening so much around here anymore. It's a very beautiful. They've relaxed almost all restrictions, just about, but there's still masks and half capacity theaters and restaurants and stuff. But the beaches, anyway. I'm doing a workshop on the beach in Guanacaste next May. I'll put a link for that down below, and it's going to be on my website. And very limited capacity, but maybe I'll see you. And until then, or until sometime in the future, or until next week on the Pele Report, namaste, aloha. so much love.